Further debate? The member for Huron-Bruce.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise today and speak to the Members' Private Member Initiative from Ottawa, Orleans. And it is indeed an honour, and I congratulate her for having the history and the commitment and the heart all embraced into one initiative that encapsulates what women are all about in legislatures across Canada. And I say that because I represent Ontario with the Commonwealth Women Parliamentarians. It's a steering committee whereby we get together and we talk about how we can encourage more women to get involved at all levels of government, if you will. And I really applaud you for doing this. And certainly we'll be talking about your initiative at our next steering committee. So it's good news. And we have to do more in terms of ensuring equality for all people. And I think your initiative today just doesn't outline why we need to recognize two amazing women that, in your words, broke the glass ceiling, but I think it lays the path for recognizing equality for all people, and for that I congratulate you as well. And I also would like to share with you that it's an extension of what we already have at Queen's Park. There was an amazing vision a few years ago where a remarkable assembly was developed on the first floor for all the public to view. And I congratulate the clerk's office and the Speaker, Speaker Levesque specifically, for investing in an opportunity to celebrate women in Ontario who have made a difference. And the next natural step to your private members initiative is to recognize the ladies who laid down the bricks on that path, Agnes MacPhail and Mrs. Lulock. And it's great to see family members here to realize and celebrate what your great-grandmother stood for. And I think that when we have a bust or we have a monument that recognizes what women achieved decades ago, it will remind us of more people and more women who need to be celebrated as well. And I say this with all sincerity. And in particular, while I really admire you, you're lucky. You're lucky to be here to see your great-grandmother recognized, and I thank you for taking the time to come into Toronto today. I'd also like to give a shout-out to the family of Agnes MacPhail. Yes, she grew up in Grey County, and I know the member from Grey Bruce Owen Sound is very, very proud of that as well. But there's a dotted line back to Bruce County, so I'm just going to slide that in. Upon graduation from school, Agnes MacPhail first started teaching school outside of Port Elgin, and then she proceeded to teach school just outside of my hometown of Teeswater in Kinloss. And it was during her tenure as a teacher in Kinloss that she started talking from her heart, as I referred to earlier. And in speaking from her heart amongst farmers and business people and people who realized, most importantly, her natural sense of what's right and that natural fire in her belly to make a difference, they encouraged her. The community at home encouraged her to move forward, and you outlined her path very nicely, both at the Hill and here at Queen's Park. And I really think that's admirable. And we want to support this because I know that someday when we look at your memorial out on the lawn somewhere, when we look at Agnes and we look at Mrs. Lulock, we're going to think of other women. And I'll just get a little plug in here as well. My mother, some of you who have been here for a while, my mother you might recall my mother, or I grew up with a municipal office in my home till I was a teenager. My mom was one of the first or second female clerks in the county of Huron. And so when we look at a monument recognizing two amazing women decades ago, I think it's also going to encourage all of us and young women that come to Queen's Park to think about their own mentors and how they might be able to shape their own path in making a difference. And I thank you, and we support this wholeheartedly.